Quadratic Expressions Factoring, Lesson 2. We have many factoring methods and tools to help us. Common factor, grouping, difference of squares, perfect trinomial squares, trinomial factoring by decomposition, trial and error, and the box method. Do you remember these? Can you think of others? You may not be familiar with all of these, but remember that your box method will work in all cases. Let's do some more factoring examples. Let's factor the following expressions. 2x squared minus 2x minus 12. Right away, I can see that there's a common factor in the numbers in my polynomial. So I'm going to take out a factor of 2, leaving me x squared minus x minus 6. I then want to check and see whether I can factor x squared minus x minus 6 using my box method, 1 and 1. And to get negative 6, I can use negative 3 and 2. Checking my middle term, 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. 1 times 2 is 2. Adding is negative 1. So I can factor that parentheses into two separate factors. One that is x minus 3, and the other one x plus 2. This next example is a difference of squares because both my terms are perfect squares, so I'm going to jump straight to the shortcut. The square root of 9x squared is 3x and 3x. Square root of 25 is 5 and 5. 1 is positive, 1 is negative. None of those brackets can be factored any further. We're going to omit this question. This type of factoring is a little bit different. In this one, I have a common factor here and here. We're going to use substitution to allow us to factor this. So I'm going to let t equal x plus 2. When I do that, I can rewrite this first term as 12, and instead of x plus 2, I'm going to substitute in t. And so this becomes 12t squared. I'm simply replacing the x plus 2 with t. Then we have plus 24. Again, we have x plus 2. So I'm going to substitute in a t. Plus 9. I now have 12t squared plus 24t plus 9. This is a trinomial that I can factor using my box method. To factor with the box method, before we factor with the box method, we have a common factor here. Common factor of 3 leaves me 4t squared plus 8t plus 3. No more common factors, so now let's factor what's in the parentheses. So factors of 4 are going to be 2 and 2. And factors of 3 are going to be 1 and 3. Checking to make sure that it gives me my middle term. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 6 is 8. Means that I can replace those parentheses with two sets. My two factors become 2t plus 1 and 2t plus 3. At this point, I'm done factoring all that I can factor. None of the parentheses are factorable. But I didn't start my question with t's. I started them with x's. And so I need to substitute t being equal to x plus 2. So now I'm going to replace each of my t's with x plus 2. So this becomes 3, and I'm going to use a square bracket here just to separate it. 2 times t. T is now x plus 2, and then I have plus 1. The second set of brackets, when I substitute in, becomes 2 times, instead of t, x plus 2, and then plus 3. Can now do some simplifying. 3 times I need to distribute this 2 into both of those terms. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 2 is plus 4. And then I have plus 1 on the end. The second set of brackets, 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 2 is plus 4. And I have plus 3 being added on. I don't want to multiply this 3 back in because then I'm going to end up back where I started from. I just want to simplify inside the brackets. So I have 3 times 2x plus 4 plus 1 is plus 5. And 2x plus 4 plus 3 is plus 7. There is my factored form for that question. Let's look at one more of this type. In this one, I have 2 different brackets, but if I do a substitution, so we're going to let x equal 2t plus 1, and y equal s minus 2. 2t plus 1 I'm going to replace with x, so this becomes 9x squared. S minus 2 I'm going to replace with y, so this becomes minus 4y squared. This polynomial is now a difference of squares. I can factor a difference of squares with my shortcut. First of all, the square root of 9x squared is 3x. The square root of negative 4y squared is 2y. 1 is positive, 1 is negative. Don't forget that we need to substitute back in for x and y. So let's do that now. I'm going to replace the round brackets with square ones, just to clarify a little bit. So I have 3 times, instead of x, I now have 2t plus 1 plus 2 times y. Y is s minus 2. There's my first bracket. My second bracket becomes 3 times x. X is now 2t plus 1. Minus 2 times y. Y is s minus 2. Simplify inside those square brackets. Means that I need to multiply this 3 in. So 3 times 2t is 6t. 3 times 1 is positive 3. Same thing in this set of brackets. Distribute that 2 in. So plus 2s minus 4. There's my first set of brackets. My second set, again, I have to distribute the 3 in. So I have 6t plus 3. And distributing the 2 in, minus 2s plus 4. Last step is just to simplify inside those brackets a little bit more. I have 6t. I have plus 2s. And then I have positive 3 take away 4, which is negative 1. My second set of brackets, 6t minus 2s. Now I have plus 3 plus 4, which is plus 7.